Hey, 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 what's up, fam? Captain Planted here, ready to bring you some more content. Hopefully, you like it. Been getting some good feedback from you guys. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support and everybody DMing me and asking me questions and stuff and what I do to plants and how I, get sick plants better and things like that. Again, I'm no professional. I'm just one hard-headed, stubborn, uh, relentless ass person that loves to pot plants and grow plants and stuff. So I also do coral, and that was another thing I'm going to introduce you guys to. Eventually, I'm going to show you guys my fish tank and stuff like that. But that's going to kind of go along with why I have this kit. So this is my coral fragging kit actually. So I grow coral, and I think that's kind of what made me pretty good at doing the plants because it's a lot easier because they're very similar. So today what I'm going to do is I just cut this bad boy. So I told you guys I was going to make a cutting. I was going to air root these first, and I was going to make a cutting and make it thicker. And I'm also probably going to pot a new plant, or maybe I might even sell one. I'm not really sure just yet. But I'm definitely going to show you guys right now what I'm going to do to get this thing going and how these roots are looking from being in the air rooting media. So before I start, I've got some Kiki, do you love me? Cause she cloning. So yeah, I've got some Kiki cloning paste or Kiki cloning paste, whatever it is. Stuff works pretty good. I'm actually gonna put that at some of these growth points. That way I can get some more roots shooting out. So first of all, this is a Florida Beauty. Pretty rare plant here. I've had it air layering for a couple weeks now. Don't really know exactly how many. But I've got the plant, I've got the Kiki paste, I've got a peroxide solution with water, and I've got my pot that I'm going to put the one in, and actually the other cutting I'm going to take and I'm going to put at the bottom of the actual mother plant. That way I can make it thicker as it grows up the moss pole, because it's a little thin. I'd like to be a little thicker. So got my supplies, and we're gonna go ahead first, and I'm going to get all of the roots out of this sphagnum moss. And I just cut this off of the mother plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it clean, and then I'm going to dip this in my solution and get it the peroxide on it so that I can kill any of the bacteria and things like that. All right, so now that I have gotten most of the moss off, I don't really care to try to get all of it because some of it's like intertwined with the tiny roots. But if you can see up closely, you'll see that these roots are definitely not aerial roots anymore. And there's a good bit of root ball down there in the bottom of it. So it's done exactly what I wanted it to. It's air rooted. So this is gonna make it a lot easier for it to survive after I cut this. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and we'll get the other part off first. Get it completely clear. Good. The top one definitely doesn't have as much, but I don't have any issue with that. So what I'm gonna do, you have nodes, okay? Right here where these roots are coming out, this is a node. See this little nub here? I'm gonna put some stuff on that too, and that's gonna be a growth point. So that's another growth point as well. And every little notch here, you're gonna have roots coming out. These are aerial roots still. I have not done these yet. I haven't air layered them. But you also have 2 layers of air layering right here on these 2 nodes. So what do I need to do? I need to cut in between. And if you look here, I'm gonna go ahead and dip this in the solution. This is the hydrogen peroxide and water solution that I have here. Just kind of stir it around a little bit because I didn't do that actually. And that's going to clean the wound that I just made right here to take this off the mother plant. So we clean it up, and sometimes I'll let it sit for like 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, but no big deal. It should be just fine. I have let this sit out for a good 20 minutes in just the air, and it's very dry in my house, not like in the plant room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to cut right here. And I want to, and for me, and everybody's different, and again, I'm no professional. I like to cut the stem, the node, in between nodes, right in the middle, because I don't want, for me, I've seen like the death crawl down and crawl up before. So I like to be right in the middle where it has plenty of room to crawl wherever the hell it wants to crawl, and I'm going to be just fine. The plant would be just fine. Sorry, not me. So I'm going to cut right here in the middle. I'm going to take these sterile coral fragging scissors that I have here. They're very sharp, and make a clean cut right there. All right, so we've got a nice clean cut. Make sure your cut's clean. Don't hack it. Don't tear it. Don't break it, unless you accidentally do break it. But you want to just, make it nice. Don't, cut this plant and, you'll have some issues. It's definitely not good to break it or have some uneven cut. Sorry, I've got the Savannah cat running around like a crazy animal in here. Kari, hey, calm it down, buddy. Here, go get your toy. So yeah, this one doesn't have as many roots, but it does have some soil roots happening. So we're going to, and what I'm going to do is I'll just kind of keep this one a little moist as well once I do end up planting this. And if it has any trouble, no problem. I've only tried this once. This is my first time. So what I'll do is I'll just throw it in my quarantine tank, the same rehab tank that I used for all of the shipment plants, and it brings them back. So if you guys had seen that variegated Adansonii that I brought back from nothing, I cut actually the last leaf off and it still came back. Video is definitely here on my YouTube or on my Instagram, any of my social medias. You'll see that video. Pretty cool to see it. It's actually got a good leaf coming up now. I want to show it to you guys. So now if you don't follow me on all the platforms, I've actually already showed it to my Instagram and Facebook followers. I just have not shown it to my YouTube account yet, but I will, I promise. So now we've got a pretty good cutting. Actually, too, I wanted to show you guys, I screwed this leaf. I was messing around yesterday trying to put a new moss pole on top, the stackable one, and I screwed it up pretty bad. So one leaf's going to be damaged, but that's why I'm going to use this as a 2-leaf cutting. This one's going to go back on the bottom of the plant and keep growing that bad boy. So go ahead and get this other side here nice and dipped. Make sure that we get it nice and clean, and on to the next place. All right, so the next step, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. This one is not going to be used, right, for potting. So we're going to leave that for a new pot. All right, but this one is. So this one is going to go right here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'll probably plant this a little bit sideways like this. That way these roots will hit the soil, turn right on into, and I'm going to top this off with spag, and I'll probably just top it right with the spag here that I've got soaked in newt so already that I've been using. And what's going to happen is we will just go ahead and plant it sideways. Once those roots hit, they're going to probably go ahead and just go right into the soil and become soil roots. So, but first what I want to do is I want to throw some of this paste on these things. I want to activate nodes, and that's what this Kaiki paste stuff does, is it activates these growth points here, and at least that's what I've researched, and I've been trying and it works, so yeah. And I'm just gonna put this on the nodes and get these nodes active. That is the game plan, and get some growth coming out of these. So now that we've got those things all set, looks pretty good. Might add a little more here. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna pot this bad boy. So I'm gonna toss a little bit of soil over here. And I'm actually, guys, I'm not gonna go ahead, this soil is semi-moist, not too moist really, but it's semi. And I'm not actually going to water this plant quite yet. I'm going to wait and let this kind of settle for a little bit and before I pot it. Because I don't want to just, straight pot a plant, water it, root rot, all that stuff. You're gonna see a lot of that happening if you do water immediately. And if you guys do grow the variegated bananas, Once you do have the pups, or you do, get shipments in, one thing that you will learn is to be careful about your watering, especially after they've been shipped or plants are in shock. That's when I see a lot of issues happening. So, but this one should just do fine, and we'll get two new plants out of this actually right now. And I actually might post the other one up for sale. So if you guys are looking for a Florida beauty with awesome variegation, look no further, because this bad boy may go up for sale. So here we have it. We have the first one potted. Looks good. And then I'm gonna just top it off with this spag that I've been using. I don't like to waste, so we'll do that. And I'm pretty sure the nodes that are up top up here will go ahead, and they'll most likely just turn into roots, soil roots, and we'll be good to go. And it's funny to see these roots. These roots grow. It's crazy. The air roots, man, they search and they're vining down my moss pole. It's pretty cool to watch, because they definitely are reaching for sure. And there we have it. We have this first one planted, and we've got a new plant. So again, what did I use? Kiki, do you love me? Got the Kiki paste. And I'm a horrible singer, by the way. But we also have this, the paste. We have this peroxide water. We've got my special soil mix that I use. We've got the plants, and we've got the spag moss. So here we go, going back to the mother plant right here. This one is going to be the winner. This is going to be the one. So I'm excited to get this one in, get this thing growing, and get my mother plant a lot bigger. And I'm also going to go ahead and just put some paste on this one. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of your support. I appreciate you guys just, again, shooting me the questions and counting on me. It really makes me feel good that everybody loves plants so much. And looking forward to showing you guys some more cool plants. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of cool plants growing, and a lot of plants rehabbing still. Right now it's tough for people with shipments, and I feel for you guys. I'm sorry for all your shipments getting burned because they're getting heat treated and things like that. I'm actually holding off on my orders for a little bit. I'm probably going to wait a month or two just because I don't want to take the risk. And, my tanks are full. My rehab tanks are full, so I don't have the room anyway. So really appreciate you guys. If you don't mind, give me a like, shoot me a follow, Instagram, YouTube, any one of my social media platforms. I really appreciate you guys, and everybody stay safe, and thanks for the plant love.